Alright, got another little opening here. Let's see what I can get done in that time. Guy's no threat whatsoever. Weird, considering you'd think parry blades would be a little bit of a problem when you can't move. At least can barely move. And all this guy does is charge forward. Yeah, he just kind of charges and stops. Weird. There we go, got the dancing arm. Oh god, that looks wrong. Usually you can get it locked forward in a shooting position, but if they're putting it down just as the arena thing comes up, you can get the dancing arm, and it looks screwy. It looks really screwy. This guy might be a bit of a pain. Let's see. Hoping for just a quick win and call it a day. There we go. Got the fast dancing arm. He's rocking out to the soundtrack. Kind of low-key about it. I'm enjoying it, but not that much. Alright, this lady is fun. It's actually a really fun build to do. Missile spams are pretty crazy dangerous on her, though, so we are gonna do one of these. Drop a couple of them out there. Oh, goodness. He appeared to have gotten stuck. Yeah, if she gets her missiles off, she's a huge threat. Her handgun can be. Thankfully, it's got a smaller lockbox than the yellow one. So it's not as much of an issue. She's got a little window there as soon as her missiles are out. Gets a little bit confused and doesn't know what to do. Trafalgar, or you died. He didn't really die. Only kind of sort of died a little bit. Yeah, he's one of the ones that survives getting killed off. This little Mother Will moment going on at the beginning is sometimes a little bit of a showstopper. Yeah, unfortunately the howitzer is definitely good at stun locking. shouldn't be too much of a threat. Only gonna do a reservoir for this guy. So let's see if I can get him to do the ring out thing. Yeah, if you hang out near the red line here, and you've got an EO going on, he tries to get around your back. A lot of times he can just boost right past you and, well, he's already almost dead. Yeah, a lot of hovers are kind of scared of EOs, so they'll end up overboosting past you. I wish was more consistent on Cypress, though. Doesn't matter what challenge run you're doing, he's the dickiest to fight. That's good. You actually don't even have to have anything loaded in... to do a jump there. You don't even have to have anything loaded in your EO. Like, even if you're out, they'll still try to evade it. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't want to quite jump. Like, I think you mean keep moving sideways. Tap. This guy can be challenging. Especially if you're relying on missiles. And why it's occasionally a pain to hit him with them. But he's just got a lot of good damage coming out of him. And that light grenade launcher is friggin' fast. However, the insane DPS seems to be doing the job quite nicely. Yeah, I'm still not really sure what I'm going to do with Kaiser, though. Best idea I've got so far is I'll pot out the missiles and then just, I guess, tank in a corner. Or DPS him or something. And as much as I like the other maps, I'm just going to be doing Arena for most of them. Unless otherwise needed. Just because I know it's going to take a while with the whole walking everywhere thing. I'm not terribly concerned here, except for his missiles and stun, because he's pretty much going to hang out hopping against the wall, given the opportunity. Okay. Need to redo that. Yeah, ideal for this would just be to get him stuck on the wall, do a bunch of damage to him, and then boost away. A little bit stuck. Once he gets his blade spam going, it's kind of a problem. His big overheat damage comes from his missiles, and he's only got 24 of those things. FPS. As long as I don't overheat, it's all good. I'm dangerously close to at this point. I don't want to use those last two shots because then that's just gonna reset the counter on the recharge. There we go. Yeah, the setup is gonna be tanky enough one way or another to take most like plinking shots and whatnot. It's really just when it starts overheating and all that it's a problem. It shouldn't be too bad, but it's probably just gonna bounce off with videos. Okay, those still aren't doing too bad. Yeah, this is fine. Sometimes she can get really good with her lock-on and tracking and all that, in which case it's a bit of a problem. That did not happen. I don't think there was even a single hit, actually. Static's not bad. It's the first time you run into that slug gun. Flagstaff is going to be a problem, I'd imagine. It's kind of weird because I can never make the slug gun actually work. Tried slapping it on a bunch of different builds. It's just not my cup of tea. But the AI always seems to manage to make it work. Easy. Yeah, Bremen, maybe not. He's the next missile spammer on the list. And yeah, Rest sends you a couple parts. I'm gonna go ahead and sell those. Actually, you know what? It has more... no, got a lot. So, it's got a lot more leg weight, so I might be able to do some better stuff with it. Alright, I won't sell those yet. The other one, I'm not going to be using energy shields. Frankly, it doesn't matter the context, I never really consider them worthwhile. So I'm going to give these a run for the moment. See if anything can be accomplished. Because with the bigger gap between the max and current leg weight, I'm wondering if it'll be enough to do some better dodging. I want to go back to my Bloodborne dodges. Yeah, no, it's still no good. That worked out way better than I expected. Definitely going back to the other legs, though. Definitely not giving up all that defense for basically no benefit. Good convoy. It's just a dang shame. Just have to shoot everything. Mission used to be so much harder in the original. Not so much because of this beginning part, because this part's just about the same. But you basically had to do it all perfectly. Pretty sure in all cases, I don't know if there was the same amount of corporate leeway. But again, the second part was hard as hell. I basically had to not let a single of the convoy trucks get blown up. But yeah, eventually they're gonna just go and pull one of those. And if you've got a fast AC, you can stop it. I think the better you do, you actually end up getting more of them. Don't know if there's like a set maximum or something. Yeah, I want to say in the portable remake they changed it to like 2 or 3 for the allowables, because I know I've gotten at least 2, I want to say 3, and still gotten the second half. That was an interesting spawn. Not sure if that's going to carry through in the recording, but he just kind of spawned in midair. and then plopped into where he was supposed to be. Feels like that could be abused for something. Alright, come on, there can only be so many of you. Unless I can't imagine who's possibly vindictive enough to be doing all this funding. And to go after some people trying to escape their friggin' workplace. They're just minors, for God's sake. And this is the part where you're able to overboost straight past the mission line and fail it. Much pleasant music here. Oh, and another nice thing, they move the escape point right as they tell you. I remember in the original there was a little bit of a delay. Like, go to the escape point and it pops up, and then after that, the line changes. So this one time I was trying to just kind of speed through the whole thing. And hit the overboost and ended up failing it. Right after finally saving all of them. Friggin' childhood trauma from that thing. I want to point out, okay, the run over here is like maybe 30-45 seconds depending on how you're doing it. He's presumably in one of his basic guard MPs there. He's holding out all this time against a guy with machine gun arms. As well as a couple other MPs that are moving there. Nope, I never noticed that they had a huge squeak. Interesting. Yep, goodbye. Last like 10 seconds. Yep. Yeah, this guy is utter trash outside the arena. Kind of embarrassing. And this was all apparently over like some computer chip or some crap that was stolen. Yeah. This guy right here, another interesting build for a gimmick run. If you feel like manually aiming at everything with a howitzer. It is actually a pretty fun build. The only thing I'd say on that is the arena part. If you're doing the whole like running through the game and then also doing the arenas because reasons. The arenas just take a while with them. Like they say, the fact that they say that he breezes through the arena, no, not so much. He's really slow, so it's kind of hard to get that parry blade off. If you want to get real good with quick turn boosters, though, this is one way to do it. Personally, I think these are a little bit better. You also gain some distance out of it. Oh, Mr. Faust. Another pretty true description. His whole bouncy thing does make it kind of hard to see him sometimes. And I will say a noticeable drawback of preferring the PSP scheme. Whenever I use the howitzer, there's a little bit of a delay. Because it's basically both are on the left hand then. I mean the camera movement and the shot. And I could rebind it, but at this point it's just something I'm used to. And it's usually not bad enough to not be able to pull it through anyway. This douchebag. I like this one. I kind of wish you could throw in some of your own money here. Because I always like, whenever there's the option to use both of the airborns, I like to do so. But I'm gonna use the jets. They don't last too long. They do a pretty good job. And that giant rip in the sky, exclusive to the PSP version. I'm a little surprised that they missed that, but you know, whatever. Harmless. Yep, and already almost lost one of the jets. Yeah, this is one of those show up to area and mash on everything kind of missions. Also one of the few that uses the intro music. Sometimes I'm just randomly shooting out the howitzer here, trying to get a few of them at once. Easy friggin' peasy. That's why I like the fighter jets. They go around and they typically launch a lot more missiles and everything else. Also, that guy really needs to lay off the booze. Jesus. Hiring drunk pilots. Peter must be doing all the work for him. No matter if they've got all these AIs and stuff, why are they still hiring pilots? Okay, so Rogue One's next. I very, very, very highly doubt I'll be able to to take out the AC. Just run as soon as it gives the option. We'll see if Fragile survives. You can't actually make both of them survive and run away. If you get them to halfway, do some damage to the guy, you can still get out. And he'll immediately again drop down to 2251. I've tried rushing it a few times, but all of those pods would have to be open at the same time to actually be able to get here before he's knocked down to that. Oh, so he goes invisible sometimes. Weird when he does. I'm not even sure what triggers it. It seems to almost be random. Yeah, so Fragile's done. And I know that's at least partially my fault. Oh! Wow. Okay. So it took him out. Yeah, it seems a little inconsistent at times. It's like, sometimes you'll be going through this and he'll just tank everything like nothing. Other times, like, he'll just get stuck in a corner and eat it. Like, that time he didn't even turn on the invisibility thing. Don't know why. I'm gonna do water swells. Eradicate life forms is the only thing I can think of for a mission which you actually need to know what's going on beforehand to have any chance to actually succeed. Because only once you get to the point where you're practically dead do they actually put out the canisters to melt them. And they take a pretty crazy amount of damage otherwise. Does this head have a biosensor? No, and that's... So... if you kill those, more will just come up. At least damage them on the way over. Normally I wouldn't bother with them. I'm not taking extra shots. This might be a loss. For some reason I thought this had a biosensor. And yeah, a weird super web thing. Kind of a problem. Okay, so that'll be it for now.